I don't have much time, so I'm just gonna, I guess, jump right into things. So really, for us, we want to be a one-stop shop for brands in ASEAN. We've raised around so far around 30-40 million. We're about to disclose coming Monday a much bigger round than that in the press. So this is just giving you an overview, kind of what we're doing. So for me, this was interesting that this was in the front of of Amazon's office, where you think about even they don't know the potential where the internet is going, right? And so this I thought was a very powerful kind of quote from Amazon and Jeff Bezos, of where basically like there's so much stuff that has yet to be invented. And really, what we're trying to do for us is to we see that the offline retail and online retail, all the way down to distribution and logistics, we think that that's broken, and our goal really is to fix that. So, for us, we're founded in 2013, end-to-end e-commerce enabler and e-distribution platform, 1,500 staff, 4 markets, 9 fulfillment centers, 16 hubs, and 120 brand clients. We see that retail is evolving, but the infrastructure, supply chain, and the businesses that support that are not. They're not tech-enabled. There's no data and analytics. And so we feel that, this is a really prime area to disrupt. As you can see, with retailing, it's about inspiration. When you talk to a lot of the offline retailers, showrooming, second screen, watching TV, window shopping. So even the way that consumers now engage with brands is completely changing, and the current status quo is not supporting that, meaning that the logistics providers and the distributors. Retailing is about discovery, social sharing, celebrities, discounts, limited, exclusive. It's about impulse, getting consumers to buy more, search, location, photos, video. Think about all of these, right? And how difficult it is for retailers and distributors to provide these for brands, including brands themselves, right? Ratings, reviews, payment options, sampling, being cross-platform device, pay and pick up, delivery and returns. So you can see all these problems and challenges that a brand has in terms of managing. So really, when you look at the old school business model up top, right, where you have to deal with a distributor, everything from warehousing, local distribution, traditional advertising and retail, it's really being disruptive with what we call this direct-to-consumer model. And here, you can see for us at the bottom, the direct-to-consumer is evolving, where we think that the logistics, the distributors, and the wholesalers are going to be really disruptive in this whole change. And for us, we represent brands, and where from anywhere from Samsung to Unilever, and help them basically distribute their products through the end consumer or through businesses. You can see here the brands are on the left. For us, all the blue squares of what we're doing for these brands on B2C by market, right? And really our vision is to fill all the white gaps in that. This is for us the real money slide for investors. And because we're really solving a fundamental need, we don't see retailing and distribution just for online. We see actually going in the offline space as well. So really our vision, one-stop shop. We want to be the operating system for marketing, retail, and distribution in ASEAN. And, there's no company that's connecting all of these components together, and that's incredibly important and valuable for a brand. Before, it's kind of all the data would sit in distributors and retailers, and they would have no visibility of that, where for us, we're building them that operating system to handle that. And with that, we have the services up top, the platform in the middle, and then the actual infrastructure, right, where we're doing the warehouses as well as the labor, the staff, and providing the end-to-end service. This is our coverage across ASEAN. So we have 4 markets entering into Malaysia and Vietnam in 2018. So really, in a core, when you think about where platforms are built, you see on the left side, kind of what we call the single channel, multi-channel, and a lot of people talk about this thing called omni-channel, where you buy online, you pick it up in store, or you fulfill from store, but it's much more complicated than that, right? Basically, for brands to be able to sell direct to a consumer or customer, right? You actually have to be integrated with the warehouse systems, with the transportation, the logistics. Is it cheaper to use your own trucks, or is it better to use basically GoCheck or Uber, right? So we provide multiple solutions for these brands to cost effectively basically distribute their brands across multiple different channels. We see that most of the brands we're managing and the clients we're managing are all inbound. Big brands trying to basically sell regionally and locally in Southeast Asia. But we also have clients that are local manufacturers that want to start to sell and export globally, and we're building that platform that allows them to do that. So really the way we look at things is, we think that technology can build brands much better, faster, and cheaper than advertising. Before, Procter & Gamble, Unilever would dump $100 million in basically advertising razors and et cetera. That's not working anymore, right? And you can see that that's why consumer goods are starting to basically dip. And then with that, it also impacts the advertising agencies, the WPPs, because reaching these consumers is a whole different ballgame now. And this is where the technology, whether you're doing the marketing, the retailing, or the distribution, or the logistics of it, and the data associated across all of that, is important to basically build now a brand, not just TV advertising. And so we think that technology really enables the entire brand building process from manufacturing, production, to marketing, to retail. And this is really for us what our unified commerce systems helps brands do, is connect all those pieces together to get them a full unified view of the consumer, but as well as also the product and how it's being sold across all the different channels, right? So when you see here, right, this is global e-commerce, right? And it's going to be a $5 trillion physical retail market, right? When you think about what percent e-commerce will be of that, it's still significantly small, right? And so when you think about traditional retail, it will still be, 85% in the next 5 years. But that traditional model of how goods get into retail stores and how goods get into businesses, right, is very old world and very old school with no data. And this is really for us, it's not going after the e-commerce, but the way we see it is it's actually just going after commerce and connecting all the dots to get to that space, right? You can see here all the marketplaces, but again, this is only really online. But what's an interesting trend that we start to see now is that when you see all of these, marketplaces, a lot of them are actually building up their own private label brands, right? When you think of like going to a supermarket and seeing, the local brands, right? Think that, this is what all the marketplaces are doing. So what that means is that for brands like Procter & Gamble or Unilever or L'Oreal, right? They're now having to compete with the retail channels and distribution systems, right, of which used to be their partner. And this is where they're now needing a platform that allows them to go direct to customer and allows them to control and manage and own that data end to end. So this, just showing you in terms of the disruption that's happening in the wholesale and distributor space. And, a lot of people are saying that, really e-commerce is disrupting mainly the wholesalers and the distribution, the middle guys, right? Including even the advertising agencies as well. So I'll just end with this last slide. And, it's really interesting because it's coming up from a quote from an advertising agency where imagine, we talk about the media agencies and they're now trying to build up these e-commerce capabilities because they fundamentally see the shift, right? From like what would they think of like media dollars is now going towards like commerce dollars. And for us, as a business, we can actually show, our clients and all our brands that whatever marketing spend that they do, we can show them the return on investment by market, by city, all the way down to the delivery and the logistics. And that end-to-end is a platform we feel that's incredibly valuable for brands, not only entering Southeast Asia, but also for brands that are exporting globally. Thank you.